There are moments in life when everything you've built, every dream you've chased, collapses in an instant. When the world, with its quick judgments and harsh pronouncements, writes you off, declaring your story over. For Liam, once a celebrated athlete, that moment arrived with brutal finality. A career-ending injury, a public fall from grace, and the crushing weight of shattered expectations left him broken, discarded, and utterly without a future. He was left with nothing but the echoes of past glory and the chilling silence of abandonment. He faced the impossible, rebuilding a life from absolute zero, without the physical prowess that defined him, without the support that vanished when the spotlight faded. Every attempt to rise was met with skepticism, every effort dismissed as futile. People saw his past failures, his weaknesses, his pain. They believed his best days were behind him, that his chapter was closed. He was a forgotten hero, living in the shadow of what he once was, convinced that no one would ever truly believe in his ability to make a comeback, least of all himself. But what if the greatest comebacks aren't broadcast on primetime news, but forged in the quiet crucible of personal struggle? What if true triumph isn't just about winning, but about defying every expectation, proving everyone wrong, and rediscovering a strength you never knew you possessed? This is the extraordinary, raw, and utterly triumphant story of Liam. It's a testament to the quiet despair that can consume a soul, the profound impact of unwavering belief, and the astonishing journey of how one life counted out and left for dead staged the comeback story nobody saw coming. Prepare to be incredibly inspired, because this is a heartfelt chronicle about the unyielding power of resilience. Liam was a star. From a young age, his athletic prowess was undeniable. A prodigious talent in track and field, specifically the 400-meter sprint. He soared through high school and college, breaking records, collecting accolades, and living up to every expectation. The media called him the lightning bolt. Scouts from national teams followed his every move. His future was mapped out: Olympic glory, lucrative endorsements, a life of fame and recognition. He loved the roar of the crowd, the feel of the wind against his face as he pushed his body to its absolute limit. He was confident, perhaps even a little arrogant, convinced that his talent and dedication made him invincible. Then came the trials. The biggest race of his life, the final qualifier for the national team. He had trained relentlessly, pushed his body to the edge, confident of securing his spot. The starting gun fired. Liam exploded from the blocks, his powerful legs eating up the track. He was leading, feeling strong, when suddenly excruciating pain ripped through his hamstring. He stumbled, cried out, and collapsed to the track, his dreams shattering in a single, agonizing instant. The diagnosis was a ruptured hamstring tendon, a career-ending injury. The doctors were grim. "It's extensive, Liam," the surgeon explained, his voice gentle but firm. "Even with surgery and intensive rehab, you'll never regain the explosive power needed for elite sprinting. You're competitive. CARE is over." Liam lay in his hospital bed, staring at the ceiling, tears silently tracking paths down his temples. All the years of training, the sacrifices, the dreams, gone. The calls from agents and scouts stopped. The media moved on to the next rising star. He became a forgotten headline, a cautionary tale. He felt utterly broken, not just physically, but spiritually. His identity, his purpose, had been stripped away. He was a professional athlete who could no longer compete. He was a shell of his former self, living in the shadow of a glory that would never be again. The months that followed were a blur of grueling physical therapy, pushing his body through pain, trying to regain lost mobility. He would watch old race videos, a bitter taste in his mouth, seeing the effortless power he once possessed, now lost to him forever. Despair became his constant companion. He isolated himself, pushing away well-meaning friends and family who didn't know what to say or how to comfort a pain so profound. He lashed out, his frustration and grief turning into anger. He felt betrayed by his own body, by fate, by the very sport he loved. His parents, heartbroken by his suffering, tried their best, but they saw the light drain from his eyes. They tried to encourage him to find a new path, a new purpose, but Liam was deaf to their words. He felt like a failure, a has-been, destined to live out his days in quiet obscurity, forever haunted by the ghost of the athlete he once was. He believed his story was over. The world had moved on, and he had nothing left to offer. Years passed, but Liam remained trapped in the shadow of his former glory. He attempted various ventures, coaching, sports commentary, but his heart wasn't in it. The pain of being near the sport he could no longer play, of seeing others achieve the dreams that had been snatched from him, was too much to bear. He drifted from one unsatisfying job to another, his once sharp focus dulled by lingering depression. His ambition, once a blazing fire, had dwindled to a faint, sporadic flicker. He lived a solitary life. His old friends, successful in their own fields, had moved on. He rarely saw his family, avoiding their well-meaning but often painful inquiries about his future. He spent his evenings alone in his small apartment, surrounded by dusty trophies and faded photographs, ghosts of a past that haunted him. He gained weight, neglected his health, and allowed bitterness to fester within him. He was a shadow of the man he once was, consumed by regret and self-pity. He had moments of clarity, fleeting glimpses of the man he used to be, the passion he once held. He'd sometimes watch a young runner, full of fire, on a local track, and feel a pang of longing so intense it was almost unbearable. But then the dark clouds would roll in, reminding him of his broken body, his shattered dreams, the insurmountable odds. He'd tell himself it was pointless to try. He was finished. The world had already decided his fate. He had become an expert at self-sabotage. Whenever a new opportunity arose, a chance to rebuild, he'd find a reason to back out, convinced he'd only fail again. The fear of public failure, of confirming everyone's unspoken judgment, was paralyzing. He lived in a self-imposed prison of regret, convinced that he was a cautionary tale, a forgotten hero, a man whose best days were irrevocably behind him. The idea of a comeback was a cruel joke. There was no comeback for someone like him. Not anymore. He was truly at rock bottom, stripped of identity, purpose, and hope. It was during one of his darkest periods, particularly bleak winter, that a tiny, unassuming spark ignited. Liam had taken a job as a night security guard at a local community center. The work was monotonous, lonely, and allowed him to avoid daytime interactions. He spent his nights walking empty hallways, his mind a silent echo chamber of regret. Evening, as he was making his rounds, he passed the old, dusty gymnasium. He rarely looked in, but tonight he heard a faint sound, the rhythmic squeak of sneakers on a wooden floor. He paused, curious. He pushed open the door slightly. Inside, a young girl, no older than 10, was practicing basketball alone. She was small, perhaps a bit clumsy, but fiercely determined. She missed shot after shot, stumbled, grunted in frustration, but she never stopped. She'd chase the ball, dribble with fierce concentration, and try again, her face etched with unwavering focus. Liam watched her, captivated. He saw something familiar in her eyes, a fire he remembered from his own youth, a pure, unadulterated passion. He stayed for a long time, hidden in the shadows, watching her relentless practice. He saw her struggle, her frustration, but also her unwavering spirit. He saw her miss a crucial free throw, then sigh, shake her head, and meticulously reset, trying again. She reminded him of himself, before the injury, before the bitterness. The next night, the girl was there again. And the next, Liam started watching her regularly, silently. He noticed her recurring mistakes, small technical flaws in her shooting. Form. He knew, instinctively, how to fix them. His old coaching instincts, long dormant, began to stir. He felt an unfamiliar urge to help. But his cynicism, his fear of engaging, held him back. He was just the security guard. What right did he have to interfere? One evening, he saw her grow particularly frustrated after missing a series of shots. She threw the ball down, tears welling in her eyes. Liam's heart ached. He remembered that feeling, the crushing weight of disappointment. He knew he had to do something. He walked into the gym, his footsteps echoing in the vast space. The girl looked up, startled, her eyes wide with surprise. "Hey," Liam said, his voice a bit gruff from disuse. "Don't throw the ball." "It's not the ball's fault." The girl stared at him, bewildered. Who? "Who are you?" "Just the security guard," Liam replied. He paused, then slowly walked towards the free throw line. "Your elbow," he said, gesturing. "It's flaring out. Keep it tucked in. And follow through with your wrist, like you're reaching into the hoop." He picked up the ball, demonstrated a perfect shot, the familiar muscle memory returning. Swish. He handed her the ball. "Try that." The girl, hesitant, mimicked his form. She shot. Swish. Her eyes lit up, wide with astonishment. Wow! Liam felt a warmth spread through him, a feeling he hadn't experienced in years. He smiled, a genuine smile, not a forced one. He spent the rest of his break, and then some, quietly offering her pointers, correcting her form, teaching her small drills. He didn't ask her name. He didn't tell her his story. He simply helped. The girl, a little starstruck, hung on his every word. When his shift ended, he simply nodded, told her to keep practicing, and walked away, leaving the girl beaming, her spirit reignited. He thought nothing more of it, simply an isolated act of fleeting help. He didn't realize that this quiet intervention had just set in motion his own unexpected comeback. The next night, Liam found a small, neatly folded note tucked into his security booth. It was from the girl. "Thank you, coach," it read. "I made every shot today. You're the best." And attached, a small, hand-drawn picture of a basketball with a smiling face. Liam smiled, a real smile. He kept the note. He found himself looking forward to his nights at the gym, to quietly watching the girl, offering a small tip here and there. He learned her name was Maya. He discovered her family was struggling, that she was trying to get a scholarship to help them. Her determination, her hunger, mirrored his own. He found purpose in helping her, in quietly guiding her. He saw her potential, her raw talent, and he knew, instinctively, that she could make it. Liam started spending more and more time at the gym, his shifts blurring into informal coaching sessions. He wasn't just helping Maya, he was helping other kids who drifted into the gym, offering them guidance, encouragement, teaching them not just basketball skills, but life lessons, discipline, perseverance, how to get back up after a fall. He used his vast knowledge of biomechanics and sports psychology, honed by years of personal study, to develop unique training regimens for them. He saw the kids' spirits ignite, their skills improve, and in doing so, he felt his own spirit rekindle. His reputation as a mystery coach grew. Parents, seeing the remarkable improvement in their children's game and confidence, started asking about him. The community center director, initially skeptical of the quiet night guard, noticed the positive buzz around the gym. They offered him a part-time coaching position. Liam, hesitant at first, accepted. For the first time in years, He had a purpose beyond survival. He was using his passion, his knowledge, to build something meaningful. He was still haunted by his past, but the guilt and bitterness began to fade, replaced by a sense of profound purpose. He shared his own story with the kids he coached, not as a cautionary tale, but as a lesson in resilience. He spoke of his injury, his despair, his long road back, emphasizing that failure wasn't the end, but a redirection. He taught them about mental toughness, about pushing through pain, about believing in yourself when nobody else does. He was no longer just an injured athlete. He was a mentor, a guide, an inspiration. Maya, his first student, flourished under his guidance. She became an exceptional player, securing a full scholarship to a top university. She often spoke of Coach Liam, the quiet security guard who had seen her potential and taught her to never give up. Her success was Liam's triumph, a living testament to his own resilience. Liam, the lightning bolt who had fallen, was now Coach Liam, a quiet legend, building a new legacy, not on personal glory, but on shared success, on the triumphs of others. He never returned to the big stadiums, never sought the spotlight. His arena was the humble community gym, his roar the excited cheers of young players, his victories the quiet transformations he witnessed every day. He found a profound satisfaction he had never known, a sense of purpose that transcended any fleeting fame. He was living his dream, not as he had envisioned it, but in a way that was far more meaningful, far more impactful. His comeback was personal, profound, and utterly unexpected. Liam's story is a powerful reminder that sometimes the greatest comebacks aren't measured by medals or accolades, but by the quiet courage to rebuild, to redefine yourself, and to find new purpose after unimaginable loss. It shows us that failure isn't final, and that even when the world writes you off, your inner spirit holds an indomitable power, capable of forging new paths and inspiring countless others. His tale is a beacon of hope for anyone facing a devastating setback, for anyone who feels their best days are behind them. It reminds us that resilience isn't about avoiding falls, but about always getting back up. It's about finding strength in your vulnerabilities, turning pain into purpose, and proving that your determination can lead you to triumphs nobody, not even you, saw coming. Because when you refuse to quit, when you choose to lead with your heart, your comeback becomes a legend, whispered not just in quiet gyms, but echoed in the lives you touch. So the next time you face a challenge that seems insurmountable or feel like your story is over, remember Liam. Remember his journey. Remember that your greatest comeback might be the one nobody expects. Forged in the quiet fire of your unbreakable will. If Liam's incredible comeback story touched your heart, if it reignited a spark of resilience or reminded you that giving up is never truly an option, please take a moment to like this video. Your likes help us share these powerful true stories of unwavering spirit with more people who need to hear them. And if you're moved by true tales of the human spirit, extraordinary courage, and life's triumphant transformations, be sure to subscribe to Heartfelt Chronicles. We bring you inspiring stories every week that remind us that even when the world counts you out, your spirit can rise. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss another journey with us. What's a comeback story you've witnessed or been a part of that nobody saw coming? Share your own experiences of triumph over adversity in the comments below. Let's celebrate the indomitable spirit that lives within us all. Thank you for watching. And remember, your greatest victories are often forged in the moments when you choose to keep going, even when everything tells you to stop. See you in the next video.